It's not the original. It burned down like the one under us, so they remade it on the exact copy of the one that was here before during the year 1972.
Ang galing naman,
Yes.
ni-restore.
Yes, it was restored. So they use that's wood.
Restored.
Yes. They used the same wood and the same technique to rebuild the ceiling. And imagine that back then it was a blue cloth with golden star on it. So two meanings behind that. Either it was a way to depict the Blessed Mary, that's usually the symbol that can be used to depict her, or it was maybe a way to make understand to the guests that thanks to the presence of the Pope, they were closer to the night sky, and then a little bit higher than the inhabitants of Avignon. So that room would be used only for the banquet, and they would be organized once or twice a month there. When that room was not used, it would be left empty like that. When a banquet was organized, they would set up tables in a U shape, so like that all the guests would be sitting, their back protected by a wall, and would be able to look at the Pope that was sitting on that side of the Grand Tunnel. But do you know the reason why they wanted to have their back protected by a wall during the Middle Ages?
Why?
You don't want to be stabbed. Yes, stab in the back. The
I
other
see.
safety measure that was done is that just two people were allowed to have a knife inside that room. The first one, the Pope. The second person, l'écuyer tranchant, the meat graver. The person cutting the meat and the fish for the guests as they were eating with their bare hands. So no need for fork, knife or spoon. But once you are done eating, where do you wipe off your hands?
At the...
No.
No napkin,
No
no
napkin?
tissue.
No.
So,
Only it.
On the tablecloth. They are the napkin of the time. So I'll let you imagine the mess here after a banquet. So before we continue
Kasi-
to look at some reconstitution on the screen, I'm going to invite you to the chapel that we call the masterpiece of Matthew.
bawal kumain ng may kutsara, baka manaksak ka.
Earlier, we were not allowed to take pictures.
Bawal daw po itong picturean. Alam ninyo, ito daw yung chapel nila. At bawal daw po itong picturean, kaya hindi po ako nagpipicture. Bawal po itong picturean, kaya nagbibideo na lang ako. Bawal pong picturean, kaya nag-video na lang ako. Uy mga ga, bawal mag-picture. At kailangan. Dito na lang ako.
I won't bite.
Kasi gusto ko nakadikit sa kanya. Pinapakinggan ko yung sinasabi talaga. Dito na lang, Mi.
So you can see the inside of the chapel St. Marshall. And if we call it the masterpiece of Matteo Giovannetti, that's because inside of it, we think that's the first ride during the Middle Ages where you are going to see either a perspective or a 3D effect in a church, which is really unusual. When you think about the Middle Ages, usually you don't see things like that. Everything is going to look very plain and all the people are going to look the same. There, that's not the case. As you can see with that group of angels.
Painting?
Yes, frescoes that are inside the chapels.
I see.
So each one of the characters is different from the other. Really unusual to see that during the Middle Ages. And now for the Grand Tunnel. So when a banquet was organized, it would look like that. Like earlier, all the wall and the ceiling are painted. You have here the tables put in a U shape to welcome all the guests. The VIP section, the more important you were, the closer you were sitting next to the Pope. The opposite, the lesser important, the closer you were sitting next to the kitchen towers that are in what we call le dressoir with the fireplace over here. So back then,
That's a
the
bread.
dressoir
Big
looked
bread.
like that. Yes, big tables.
Big bread also.
Oh, big bread, yes. And in the dressoir, they would do something funny. As they were eating peacock,
Peacock?
yes,
They eat peacock?
yes, you have them just right here. They would put back on the feathers to bring a little wow effect. Don't worry, in France, we no longer eat peacock. We draw the line at snails and frogs. That's enough for us. Yeah. We leave the peacock alone. And also, all the plates that you see there, we know that most of them were made in gold. So before and after every banquet, they would close the door that we use to recount everything. To be sure that no one stole a little souvenir from the most palace. Yes, they needed to be aware of that. And there, that's the only fireplace that would have been used to warm up that room. And you can feel that at the moment, with the Mistral blowing, it's kind of cold. And we are a little bit saved, let's say, by the stained glass windows. During the Middle Ages, it was not the case, as they were not using stained glass windows, but wax cloth. So, yes, so really cool during winter time, and the opposite around summer. And don't you see something funny on that reconstitution behind the throne of the Pope? We do have one arch that is open and another one right here. We still have them, but they are closed nowadays. You have one on the right and one behind you. It's to show us that the porcelain was not used for a banquet, would be used for the election of the new Pope. The conclave would happen here. So they were locked inside 30 cardinals in that room. It was too small.
Cardinals.
Yes, 30 cardinals. It seems like not a lot, but to be locked here with 30 cardinals, it was. So before every election, they would destroy the two arches to expand the room that would be used by the cardinals. And it would have looked like that. So that's the room that is behind.
Daming food.
They would create a staircase to be able to access to that place. And do you know how many days an election could last during the Middle Ages?
7 days.
Yes, sometime 1 week, sometime 2 weeks, sometime 1 month. Let's say 2 years. We had an election that lasted 2 years.
2 years?
And it was the city of Avignon that was paying for the meals. After 2 years, it was getting expensive for them. They had to come up with an idea to hurry that election without being allowed to enter inside of it. So what can you do to people that are locked in a room and you want to hurry the election and you are the only one feeding them? You are going to decrease the amount of food that is given to the cardinals. It was not working. They did the same with the wine, as they were French, not working either. So you are going to change the diet of the cardinals, and you are going to put them under bread and water. And in 1 week, a new pope was elected thanks to that.
Galing nga naman.
How do you think they were able to tell to everyone in Avignon that a new pope was elected? What were they using?
Smoke.
Just in that room, we have 2 fireplaces. They were using something noisy,
Noise.
a bell.
A bell.
We do have 1 bell tower, and we know
Bell
that
tower.
thanks to the documents of the palace, that bell was rung during 24 hours straight
24
by
hours.
1 person to let everyone know that a new pope was elected. Yes.
Grabe naman yun.
But an election would happen every 10 years, so they would be able to get in shape for that day of labor, to tell everyone that that's it, a new pope is elected. So that's how they managed to do that during the Middle Ages. So from here we are going to leave that public space to get closer to the privacy of the Pope as we are making our way to the bedroom. Where we'll be able
Bedroom.
to see paintings from the 14th century.
Bedroom na.
Yes.
Bawal po mag-video. Ito na yung bedroom. Nasa basement pala. At ang liit ng pinto ng bedroom.
Ginawa ng pinto.
At baka tayo mahulog. At ganito pala yan.
Bukas na. Ito yun.
Ayan, yan, binubuksan lahat yan kapag ka may election. At ito yung bedroom. Ano yung mga bato na yan? This is the bedroom.
No, this is not the bedroom.
This is
like an anti-chamber that we call la chambre de parlement, the parliament chamber. That was like a distinction from the public ward here, and the bedroom of the Pope that is currently hiding behind that.
Galing
behind
nakatakaw.
that door.
It's hiding. You can't see it. Kailangan i-research natin para makita. Galing, nakatago yung bahay ng Pope. Nakaupo rin ako. Reserve Oaks Guide.
And as we are going to visit two rooms where we still have paintings from the 14th century,
Ay.
we'll not be allowed to take pictures inside, so that's why I'm going to use the screen to show you how the room looks like inside, if you want to picture that.
Okay. Bawal po mag-picture. Video lang.
Doon. Dito pwede na.
So first of all, we'll start with the bedroom of the Pope, as you can see here. So the paintings that you have on the wall are from the years 1300s, but the floor
1300.
tiles and the ceiling were restored and remade on the exact copy of the one that were here before during the year 1972. So that's how they supposed to look like, but they are not the original one. The only original piece are going to be the paintings there.
The wall.
The wall.
And don't you think something is missing?
Bed.
Inside?
The bed.
Of course, the bed.
Yes.
Why?
It's been missing for more than 3 centuries.
Ah.
But the bed of the Pope would have been right next to the fireplace, so like that during winter time he would not freeze
Saan kaya
himself
napunta
here
yung bed?
in the palace. Do you know the reason why
The bed's
here
missing.
in Europe they were using smaller beds? Do you think the people in Europe were smaller during the Middle Ages,
No.
or were
No.
they the same size as we are now?
Yes.
They were the same size, but they were sleeping sat up, as the position of laying down was for the dead. And that's why the beds are smaller during the Middle Ages. And now they are bigger because we are no longer sleeping sat up but laying down.
Shut up.
So yes, that's something that you'll see everywhere in Europe from the Middle Ages till I would say the modern days, around the year 1600s.
Ang hirap na.
The room that we'll see after the bedroom is the office that we call the stag room or the deer room because of the stag hunting scene that you have just right here. And once again, all the paintings around are from the years 1300s. But
1300.
the ceiling that you see here is the only one we have left from the 14th century.
Ah,
The
galing.
only original ceiling left from the Gothic monument of the Pope's Palace.
Wood, concrete.
Wood, that one wood. The one that we have seen earlier, concrete.
What's the influence of the painting?
The influence of the painting, French influence, as here it was French painters that worked on the two rooms. But for the bedroom, you can recognize the Morocco art style.
Oo,
Yes.
tama.
That's something that we'll see also on the floor tiles, as either you can have vegetation, animals, geometric forms depicted for the floor tiles. Are you ready to see that with your own eyes now?
Yes.
Let's go. And just
Bawal.
inside the two rooms, no
Picture daw.
Picture naman na. Hindi naman ako nagpipicture ah. Nagbibideo lang ako eh.
Hindi ka babalik.
Grabe, ganito pala yan noong unang panahon. Ay, grabe. Ito yung bedroom. So, ito yung bedroom at ito daw yung original ano.
And you can say that they are not the original one because of one animal that is depicted. Cat.
Ay, oo nga.
Yes, during the Middle Ages, cats were thought as the animal of the devil. So you would not find them inside the Pope's palace. So remade on the exact copy of the one that were here before during the year 1972.
Ito yung upuan ng Pope. The bishop ay the Pope. Ito na lang ang natira sa kanya. Bawal pong mag-picture kaya hindi tayo nagpipicture.
Wala na mapipicture ah.
Sud de la Visite. Ganyan po. Ito po ay ano, sabi doon, ilang century na to, 14th century. Ay, bawal kutkutin ang mga painting. Kaya nila nilagyan na ano, bawal hawakan. Kasi masisira po. Ayan, dami ng sira oh. Sweet de la Visite Folly. Kinutkot na, marami ng kutkot oh. Merong baba rito, baka kayo madulas mga ga. There's a step over here. At papalabas na po tayo ng palasyo. Ito po ay mga secret passages ng hari ng Pope. Ah, ito original. Saan ang big door? Ito.
Yes.
Ganito pala.
This is the original, no?
Yes, original around us and above us.
Kaya may
Original.
tip dahil sa mga visit ng mga tao. Kasi yung heat natin.
Burned down because of the fireplace that was just underneath.
Ayun. There is a fireplace here. Ganun. Na sinaran na.
It used to be a fireplace. Yes, exactly. Behind the
Oo.
So, ito yung ano tawag dito, Ate Angie? Ito daw yung ang galing naman ng kwarto ng Pope. Nakakatakas ng hindi alam ng mga tao. Hindi nila alam, nakatakas na pala. Kasi may maliit na daan dito. Ito. Hindi. Takasan niya to.
Ito?
Ito ang kanyang labasan kapag gusto niya.
Oo, ano?
Pasikip ng pasikip, secret door. This is the secret door.
Ang ganda ng ambiyang.
Grabe. Oh, ito na yung ito na yung ano, ganyan yan na yan. Oo, ayan nga. Ayan. Tinakban lang. At ito na po yung ano. Hindi ko alam kung maandar pa to. Ano tawag dito? Ano tawag dito?
of statue.
They're copies.
Yeah, they are copies.
Where were they originally located?
For the one on the far left, that's on a bridge in St. Petersburg, in Russia. And same for here in another on another bridge in France. And for the one in front of us, they are kept in one of the many cemeteries that we have around Paris. As this is Louis II de Bourbon, one of the Duke of France that ruled over the French kingdom around the year, the year 1430.
This, which one?
The one here on the left, the one that laying down, yes. That one here is kept in Avignon, but that's not the original one. So we'll continue now to make our way toward the private chapel.
This is the private chapel. Malapit na po tayo sa private. Tingnan ninyo. Ganito pala ang palasyo. Kung ang daming daanan. Ito ay private chapel.
15 guests were able to be welcomed there.
Ito yun.
In this
Yes,
chapel?
only 15, 1-5, that's it.
At one time or only 15 from the start to
No,
finish?
at just when they were doing a mass,
Only
15.
15 can
only
be allowed.
15 per people here,
Including the priest
including the priest and the pope,
and the pope.
of course.
15 people.
Yeah, if you want, you can look that on the altar. We still have a full cross at each corner of the street.
Where? The Pope. Yun siya, oh.
Tsaka talagang ano, laki ng
Ang laki ng kanilang Pope. Ito ang kanilang altar table, mga ga. Ito yon, dito tatayo kapag nagmamas. Altar. This is a private chapel and only 15 person is allowed to enter.
allowed.
Yan.
Pinitsura mo doon? Maraming statue doon.
As when you need those paintings, you need to go to the museum, pay for the entrance fee, so like that. It's a way to bring art to everyone. So that's one of the main message that you can have behind the street art.
Yun pala yun.
Here we'll be making our way toward what we call la fenêtre de l'indulgence, the indulgence window, used by the Pope to bless the inhabitants of Avignon.
Used by the...
This is your moment to shine. Yes. Really important during the Middle Ages.
Private chapel and...
And the St. Peter Square. Same thing here, but a smaller window. As you can see.
This is the place where the Pope
Two steps.
giving his blessing to the people. Ayan, dito dudungaw. Tapos mga kababayan ko, dito pala dudungaw magbe-bless. Oo, yan. Yan nga, magbe-bless na ikaw, dudungaw ka dito.
Hindi naliligaw si Pope, no?
Oo. Kung nga naliligaw ako sa mga dinaanan ko, hindi na ako makakabalik eh.
This is the loggia. So it used to be like a window. The window where the Pope sees the people. The seats here are used for le Festival d'Avignon. That's a drama festival that we welcome every year in July for 3 weeks. So that's the stage used for that. Yes. We are not preparing the palace for a visit of the Pope, unfortunately.
Amazing.
That has visited this. No, unfortunately, since the year 1377, we are still waiting for a Pope to visit Avignon and the Pope's palace. But as I told you, the monuments now belong 100% to the city of Avignon. So that may be one of the reasons why they don't want to visit it, as we welcome a lot of cultural events now, temporary exhibition, or the festival inside the palace.
Dapat friend,
Now you ready to see the
bati-bati na.
last room of the monument?
But one formation here.
Oh yeah, of course.
One formation.
Picture.
Picture